to go for the swim, coming back in the afternoon for the second workout, plus all the rolling that happens and stretching out and eating right and all the good things that go into cross country. It's really fun and exciting to see how hard everyone works, outside of race day and seeing it pay off on race day. It's one of the greatest joys of coaching for me. And so I'm excited to finally be able to celebrate all of that tonight, all the hard work everyone's put in and the achievements that we've seen as a result of it. So thanks.
All right. I also want to recognize a few people. So our Booster Club is what really keeps us going. It is absolutely not a cliche statement to say we could not do the things we do without our Booster Club. That is 100% truth. It is what funds much of our team and our ability to do things like the Portland trip. The school provides a lot of funds for us as a team through the ASB funds, but that pretty much just pays for us to get to go to meets and bus transportation and stuff like that. The Booster Club steps in. So our Booster Club president, Chris Coran, is right over here. Chris, you got to say, please thank you to Chris. Daria is running around here somewhere. There she is. Daria is our treasurer over here. And Andrea Rosen, I don't know if she's here somewhere, so if Andrea, there she is back there, so has helped with a lot of treasure. And then there's so many other families that have been involved and deeply involved in helping out. One of our biggest contributions this year from the Booster Club was certainly the Portland trip. It was my desire to take the entire team to Portland. Many of the other teams only took their varsity teams just because of the cost. And I said, if we're going, we're taking everybody, and we're all going to go down there and compete. And that was made possible from the boosters. And then, of course, the biggest thing that you have been made aware of is our canopy. And so that's a huge thing. When I took over the team, the canopy that I inherited was broken and non-functional, so I drove to Fred Meyer and bought a canopy on sale for $119, and that's the canopy we've been using for the last few years. I'm amazed it's even lasted this long. There's a certain family that always, would make fun of me for not having our team on the canopy, and so now we have a canopy that has our name on it, and Chris did a lot of the legwork on that, so thank you to the Booster Club. And then certainly thank you to all the parents. It's a lot of work keeping student athletes going, not only to compete in a season, but then also schoolwork and just family and life and all that stuff. So thank you for all that you do. As a parent, I know exactly what that's all about. And 6 a.m. is pretty early to get up and drag your kids to practice on some of those mornings. So I appreciate it. So athletes, give your parents a huge hand because they sacrifice a lot. So at the end of the season, there's a lot that to reflect back on, and especially like Susan says, we go all the way back to that second, third week in June, where we started our summer conditioning, and that's when we first started heading out and getting the conditioning. Summer practices were a lot of fun. They were pretty hot at sometimes. We went to camp. It was good to finally be able to go full-fledged back into Orcas Island running camp, and that was a great time. We were able to take a ton of people there, have just a blast there at camp. And we have been able to enjoy a good season. We've been able to enjoy lots of great meets, lots of wonderful parent support. Again, thank you, parents. We have also been able to enjoy breakfast. That's one, I think, the most special times for me, that when we do the mornings, we go and have breakfast as a team. We have a little classroom that we meet in and just kind of hang out, get ready for school. So that's always a great time because everybody's miserable at 6 a.m. in the morning out running. And then, of course, this year we got to endure the smoke, and that certainly threw a few monkey wrenches at us. Just for as far as competing and running in smoke is no fun, as we can all attest now. And then, unfortunately, we lost our opportunity to be a big part of the pumpkin run this year, so that was a disappointment. But we still managed to get through the season. So thank you for everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through, and we're going to do things that are just a little bit different than we did last year. We're going to bring the athletes up in groups and have them come up by group and talk about them. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our JV athletes that competed for the most part with our JV squad, and we're going to do it by grade. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the freshmen. So if you are on the if you're a freshman but we're on the ran for varsity, then you'll be later. So we'll come up later. So our freshmen, and what we're going to do is we're going to call your name, and you're going to come up here. You're going to get a certificate, and you're going to stay up here on the stage so that we can all recognize you as a group. So first up that we need up here on the stage is Miss Haley Kanji. Come on up. Kumi, I don't know if Kumi's here. I haven't seen her. What's that? She didn't make it. All right, so Kumi, is, yeah, hand it to her. Aaron Templin, I didn't see the Templins here, but I know Sean is here. Sean, come on up. There he is. Andrew Templin. So, and let me tell you, it's hard to get pictures when you've got twins, because I'm like, which one's which? Susan solved the mystery for me. I said, I don't know if I got this right. She says, it's really easy. Andrew has black shoes, Aaron has gray shoes. And I was like, that was made life so much better. Isak. Ethan Rosen. Thomas Morrison. Yep, you get that one. Yep. Here you go, Thomas. And then that is our freshman. All right. Don't go anywhere. Oh, no, don't go anywhere. So being a freshman on a cross-country team can be a little bit intimidating. There is a huge step that I think they can all attest to, going from the middle school level to the high school level, especially our program. And there are bumps in the road. Some people experience more bumps than others, especially Ethan. So it's good to see him without a sling for today. So it's very good. But everybody managed it really, really well and enjoyed the competition. So it's always fun to have the freshmen. They mostly just walk around with big eyes trying to figure out what's going on. And but then by the end of the season, they're completely, sold, bought in, and part of the team. And what's nice about cross country is half the time I don't know who's freshman, sophomore, senior, junior until I'm registering for events that have grade specific events. And so they just blend in perfectly. So thank you so much, you guys, for a great year. All right, our sophomores. Here we go. We're going to start off with Miss Finley. We have Harper. Miss Gracie. Come on up, Gracie. Isaiah. Aaron. Max. Ryan Fahey. Those are our sophomore class. So some of these sophomores are first years for us on the team, and that is pretty true amongst all of us, especially as we've been kind of in that rebuilding, recovering back from COVID. But some of these are their second year, which is always exciting because they went through to their first year, saw how hard it was, and then chose to come back anyway. And so that's always really delightful to have. So our girls, the sophomore girls this year, they bring life to the team. They just keep it fun, keep it exciting, all three of them. And then our boys just do an amazing job on the team. And again, a lot of them, even though they're first-year runners, they didn't really run like first year. So there's just something about being second year at school and jumping in the team and being able to just go with it. So thank you so much, you guys. Awesome job this year. Our juniors, so we've got kind of a bubble of juniors. So, and this is a cool grade as they've gone through the years, because this is the grade that was freshmen when we had that little 5-week COVID season, where they're like, okay, we're going to start sports up, but all you get is 5 weeks and no state meet, no postseason, no nothing, just come, practice, run, and go home. And so these are the group that jumped in cross country with that, and now we're continuing on. So it's been a lot of fun having them with us. So let's bring up our juniors. We've got Faustina, which I didn't see Faustina here, but love Faustina. Haley. Got Mia. Max. Oh, yeah. Harrison. Micah. Beckham. Jack Fahey. These are our juniors. So one of our juniors, like I said, this is a group that has been with us for quite a while. We have one junior that is brand new to us, so I'm going to call him out because it's Max Lesniewski. He is an exchange student from Poland, and he showed up here in America and going to go to school at Glacier Peak, and he said, you know what, I think I want to do a sport. And he tried another sport first and was like, it was kind of okay. And then he came to cross country. And we told him there's going to be a lot of running, but he's going to have a lot of fun. And was there a lot of running? And was it fun? Yes, it was fun. So we have loved having Max here. Just what a great, perspective having someone who's new to the country, new to the state, new to the school, and just so fun getting to know Max. So I'm so glad that I stuck it out with this season. And then the rest of you guys, just this is kind of like I said, that our junior class has been just really the anchor for the team. They keep us going, they keep us moving. They're steady, they're reliable. We can count on them. It's just a real joy having our juniors with us. So thank you so much, you guys. Good job. All right, now we're going to talk about our seniors. So the seniors for that compete at the JV level, we've got Jacob. And that's it. Don't go anywhere. Our seniors, we don't have many of them, but Jacob is one of them. And if you've ever been to a meet, you got to keep your eye on Jacob. So it's just one of those people that he's out there, he's on the field, he's cheering, he's pushing people to be their best. And oftentimes it's more entertaining to watch Jacob than it is to watch the race. So Jacob, we love having you on the team. Thank you for all your years of being here on the team. So he's one of our freshmen through senior 4-year athletes on the cross-country team. Because of COVID, there's really only a couple of them. So good job. Nice dinner, Jacob. All right, let's start with the Varsity Boys. Now, how we did this is You know, for those of you that maybe aren't as familiar with cross country, varsity is a very fluid kind of a process of defining who's on varsity and who's not on varsity because it changes every single week. And so how I divided it is these are the boys that ran as a varsity member, and it'll be the same with the girls, as a varsity member during one of the invite meets. And so that's our stipulation on that of this category. So let's bring up the Varsity Boys, starting with Jack Swafford. Thomas Bertoli. Kieran Johansky. Landon Thompson. Charlie Roberts. Andrew Leffingwell. Mason Strasser. Joaquim. Ulysses. You ready, Levi? He's like, I think I'm next. Levi. All right, this is our varsity boys squad. These guys have been solid as you can get. Just not only for racing, but you know, when it comes to being a cross-country coach, it's a lot like being a parent. You want a lot of different dimensions from your athletes. You want them to be you know, good competitors, you want them to be good in the competition, but you also just want them to be good people, and you want them to be supporting one another and all stuff, and that's what this team is. They support one another, they look out for one another, they're always, you know, competing hard, and it's just a joy to watch them be at meets, train together, work together, support one another, and bring the best out of each other, and that's, you know, you can't ask for anything else as a coach, to have each individual athlete not be in it for themselves, but to be in it for the team and to bring the best out of each other. So real joy to be able to coach these guys. They put in a lot of hard work, a lot of early mornings, a lot of miles that they put on and log together. A lot of it when nobody's watching, because that's the part of our sport. So good job, guys. You guys did really well this year. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, now on to our Varsity Girls. Let's go ahead and bring them up. Stephanie. Nicole. Yay, Nicole. I know she couldn't make it tonight. Hannah. Tula Nicholson. Gina. Yay. I think Gina's in California. She might be watching on the live stream. So, all right. Caitlin. McKenna. Allison. And Miss Clara. All right. So our Varsity Girl Squad, this is the group that likes to give me a run for my money as often as they can. So they've got all sorts of great ideas on things that we should be doing, or different foods that we should be eating or not eating. So their I think most favored food that they think the coaches should let them eat are donuts. I think I got that on every race form. Coach should bring donuts on some of them. So, but much like the boys, again, what I valued and loved about this group is that the way they really gelled together, which is unique for us because the majority of this team is all first-year runners. So who's first year to cross country this year? So I mean, that's, you know, over half our team, this is their first year running cross country. Even though they're different grades, they came together. So very hard to put together a team that's never run together before and have them be successful. And yet this group figured out how to make that work. And again, a lot of it is, logging a lot of mileage, nearly drowning in the pool in the mornings. Those are all things that bond a team well together. So nice job, ladies. Good job on the season. All right. Well, now we're going to get to, and we got to do kind of a little quick shiftaroo just slightly. If we put these down here, and then there, just got to lift this just halfway. There we go. Okay. So now what we do at the end of the year is we send out a survey to the team. So this is to the athletes, and the athletes vote on who they believe is most deserving of a variety of different awards. And so these are, again, voted on by their peers. After the end of a long season, and so it's a great honor to be able to bestow upon these following people a few different categories. Our first category is most improved, and these goes to the athletes that between the first of the season and the end of this season saw huge gains and huge improvements in their running ability, and that may be reflected based on just their overall time. Between the beginning and the end, and in some cases, it's just you know how they not only improved on their time, but just even improved on their running form, their love for the sport, all those things. So let's bring up our two most improved people. We have Aaron Epler and Finley Dickey. So, Aaron, I can't remember what your starting time was to your ending time, but I know between two meets, the last two meets, it was like an 8-minute PR or something like that. That was the league meet. So now some of it was he was struggling with injuries and just trying to get things figured out. But boy, to see where he started the season as a first-time cross-country runner to the end of the season was just amazing. So well done on that. And then Finley, you're not crying, are you? There's no crying in cross country. Okay. But remember, you can cry and run at the same time. Okay, yes, which Finley did a lot. So we used to tell Finley, it's okay to cry and run at the same time. Okay, you can do it. It's just fine. I've seen lots of people do it, both boys and girls, so you can manage it. But Finley, as her second year, and I begged Finley to come back after the first year. Begged her to be in track, begged her to come back. And then all of a sudden, you just kind of started to see this whole running thing click with Finley. And she improved so far, especially not only from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, but if you go back to last year and see where she came to from last year to this year, just totally phenomenal. So wonderful to have on the team too. Just a great natural leader. Everybody follows around like little ducklings. It's hysterical to watch. So love having her. Good job, Finley. Well done. Thanks, you guys. Yep. Good job. So we also have an award for the Rookie of the Year. And this is somebody who is a first-time runner. So it's not necessarily a freshman. We had a lot of first-time runners on our team this year that came in, and these are people that this is their first year running cross country, and they just killed it. They did so well. So for our Rookies of the Year for 2022, we have Mason and Clara. So Mason came to us. He's a freshman, and he came to us. Now, we knew about Mason because we keep a really close eye on what's happening at Valley View. And so we're aware that, hey, there's this kid, his name Mason. You better get him on the team. And I'm like, okay, we'll start recruiting right now. And so we really want a team. But just because you do well at the middle school level doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to automatically do well at the high school level. Like I said, there's a huge jump. And it's pretty hard. So Mason not only made that jump, but then he continued to improve drastically and just put himself right squarely in that number 4 spot for us, just consistently. And that's a hard spot to run as a freshman, to get yourself in that number 4 spot, right in the middle of your top 7 runners, and be consistently, being able to count on for that number 4 runner. And he did an amazing job. So great running abilities. Good job, Mason. And then there's Clara. So I have been recruiting Clara for 2 years. So she runs distance with us at track, but then played this other sport in the fall that we won't mention, where they chase a ball around. And like I say, if you want to chase a ball, be a dog. And so I tried to get Clara to come to run cross country. I said, Clara, you are an amazing runner. You do so well in track. I just need you to run cross country. And so this last year, she took the plunge. And she did it, and I think you've had a good year. Yep. So won Portland. Was always in the top, top part of her races. Always with that lead pack. Very, very successful season. And again, it's her first cross country season, which, even though you've done track, it's still a big transition, and she weathered it well. So good job. All right, let's give you guys a hand. So most inspirational, this is the one award that I don't think anybody has any doubt of who is going to win this award. This is one of those, everybody that voted for this, it was just about unanimous. It was pretty clear. There were a few other people that received votes, but overwhelming for a second year in a row. Yes, come on up. Okay, let me explain the picture on the right. Okay, I know it's Ulysses, but here's the significance behind this picture. So this is at the district meet, and Jacob came, and he was doing his typical running around, and Ulysses was in the last spot to qualify as an individual for state. If he got passed, he was out. And so I caught Jacob at a couple points on the course, and I told Jacob, Ulysses cannot be passed. You have to keep him from getting passed. So of course Jacob takes off running. I spot him again about the 400 meters to go to the finish line, and I told Jacob he has to finish. And so I'm yelling at Ulysses, Jacob's yelling at Ulysses. The reason I put that picture up there is because Jacob is sweatier than Ulysses. If you pay really close attention, Jacob worked harder than Ulysses did in the race, so good job. Right, I know you ran 2 miles on it, so Jacob, boy, have somebody on the team that is just the biggest cheerleader, cheering people on, getting them to do their best, and being out there and just cheering them on. Thank you so much. I'm sad we're going to be losing you, because being a senior, so someone's going to have to take up the mantle and carry that. But Jacob, wonderful job. We all love you and appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, that brings us to the Athlete of the Year. So this is who our team feels is the kind of the epitome of all things Glacier Peak cross country, and who has done the just kind of that one boy, that one girl that just really signifies what this team is all about. Probably not going to be a huge shock to who these two people are on our team. Let's bring up Levi and Allie. So these two are the ones that really kind of have been a big driving force. They make people feel welcome. Many of you first-timers, when you showed up to be part of the team, these are the people that greeted you. In addition to our captains, we're going to honor our captains a little bit. Certainly they did, but just as we kind of went through the season, these are the people that so many of the other athletes really leaned on, relied on, appreciated, and really did everything that we expect out of a program. Again, it's more than just being a good athlete. It's more than just winning races or being up at the front of the pack or whatever. It's about being a stand-up citizen off the course when you're not with the team. Being a role model for other teammates. Being really good in the school, being well respected in the school. I understand that that one of the people up here was homecoming king. Is that right, Levi? So, well respected in the entire school. Both of them are. So, great job. Thank you so much for all your leadership with the team. So, congratulations. So we have 4 of our athletes that competed at state, and that was no small task. I think that one. No small task for those guys. We did not qualify as a team, either the boys or the girls, and so if anybody was going to make it to state, they were going to have to qualify as individuals. And so we had Clara and Allie on the girls' side. We had Levi and Ulysses on the boys' side. They qualified to do that. In the district meet, you had to finish in the top 28, and that included people that were finishing that were part of teams that were moving on to state. So, and our district meet was both Wesco and Kinko, and so Kinko this year is very, very strong. In fact, the Issaquah boys won state, and the Issaquah girls got second in state. They lost by a tiebreaker. And so that's the level of teams that we were racing against. So all 4 of them ran a lights-out race at district and were able to go to state. So I'm going to bring those 4 up here. They have certificates presented to them from the WIAA as a result participating in the state cross-country meet. What's that? You can go back there. Yep. Good job, you guys. Congratulations. And good job at state. It was a good trip. The captains are the ones that keep us held together. So this is the group that really leads the packs. I'm going to bring them up. Where are my 3 captains? So Levi, you got to come back up. Andrew, coming back up. Hannah, where's Hannah? So we got plaques for you, and then you got to stand up here and pretend like you're having fun. So our captains, just for parents to kind of help you understand, we are very much a captain-led team in a huge way. So yes, we are coaches, but how it works is it's we come up with the plans and all that stuff, and then we hand those off to the captains, and the captains are responsible for communicating out to the team, communicating the plans. For a lot of the warm-up, they run the warm-up at the beginning of every practice. They own that, and then yes, we're there as coaches to kind of work through, especially the more technical workouts. But just like the steady runs all stuff, that is all managed and led by our captains. So, and then of course at meets, they've got a lot of responsibilities of keeping the team going and all set up. So we rely very, very heavily on our captains in this team, and so we select our captains based on natural leadership. How we do it is it's kind of the coaches are watching and saying, you know what, that person there, they're just a natural leader. Everybody follows them. And so that's who we need to have as our captain because everybody's already following him anyway. And so, again, they're responsible for all the team communications. A lot of the behind-the-scene logistics and organization all falls to these 3. So when we say we couldn't run this team as efficiently as we do without these 3, we really, really mean it. So thank you so much, guys, for your hard work. Thank you. So every year we do a Hall of Fame, and we hope that somebody might make it into the Hall of Fame. It's difficult to become a Hall of Fame member with Glacier Peak Cross Country because we've got a rich running culture with Dan Parker that had it from 2008 when the school opened up until just a few years ago when I took over, and he's won 5 state championships and 14 district titles and all that stuff, so it's pretty hard to get into the Hall of Fame. 2 of our members are already in the Hall of Fame, and that is Levi and Ulysses. And so that they made it to the Hall of Fame last year. The good news is this year is they went up on their numbers. So Ulysses and Levi, come on up. We got a certificate for you. So they went from... Let me see. I got it written down here. So Ulysses was 22nd last year. He bumped up one notch to 21st. Levi was tied for 14th with my son Ryan, and now he owns 12th outright. So and pushes everybody back. So moving up the list. All right, good job, you guys. Well, the girls are a little bit tougher to get onto the Hall of Fame list, and so like I said, some years go by and we don't get any, except this year, Clara and Allie made it to the list. So Allie's up there, number 24. Clara's up there, number 23. So yes, so they made it on the list. Again, obviously, as you can see, with each year, it gets more and more competitive. With some of those, yeah, you bumped a couple girls off, so that dropped off. But yeah, so good job, ladies. That is good company to be with. There's some amazing names up there, especially on that list. If you were watching the Tokyo Olympics, Amy Eloise Neal, she competes now as a professional under her married name, Amy Eloise Markov, but she's competed at the Tokyo Olympics, and what's that? And for Great Britain. Yeah, she runs for Great Britain. She's is British, but anyways, that's a pretty good list to be part of. All right, so we have some academic awards. We are not just athletes, we are student athletes. And Kevin Judkins at the beginning of every year makes a real good point of saying, this isn't a club sport, this is a school sport. And there's a academic requirement to be part of school sports. And you have to balance your school work with your competitive work. And what happens is every year the WIAA puts out a call for who are your athletes, and then the school runs their grades, sends it to the state, and then they give out academic scholarships based on a team. And again, so it's hard to earn that scholarship, or not scholarship, but earn that recognition as a all academic team. For us, we have both the boys and the girls team won the WIAA academic recognition. So we've got both the boys, so it's just Outstanding Scholarship Award for Glacier Peak Cross Country Girls. We'll put this up in the trophy cabinet at Glacier Peak. What this means is that our entire team had achieved a 3.5 or above grade point average. So, so good job on them. Now, in addition to that, we're going to call some names. So if you scored a 3.8 grade point average or above, then you get specifically a scholarship achievement award from Glacier Peak. And those people on our team that are all competing at 3.8 or above are, and you got to come up and get your certificate, Caitlin Fisher, Gina Griffin, Kumi, Clara Diepenbrock, Tula Nicholson, Haley Sines, Stephanie Max. Come on up to grab your certificate. And then on the boys' side, Thomas Bertoli, Aaron Epler, Jack Swafford, Andrew Leffingwell, Joachim Jakuk, and Thomas Morrison. So good job, everybody. We're very proud of our athletes. That is a great honor because, like we tell them, running is important, but your schoolwork is more important, and you need to be good student athletes, and so it's a great honor to have that achievement to recognize their hard work in the school as well. All right, let's get to the major awards. So we've got some major awards. So cross country wouldn't be cross country if we didn't recognize some people. Some of these are awards from the coaches. Some of these are awards that are voted on by the team that we like to give out to our team members. Our first award is a little bit more on the serious award. It won't be a surprise. Our first award is what we call the Glue Award. It's something that we gave out last year, and you can see we spared no expense on the trophies. So these trophies get fancier and fancier. Well, it's got the name on the other side, so yeah. So this is for the person that really kept the team together. And so it is a serious award. It's a high honor, so I hope you go home and put this proudly. This is the person that's working behind the scenes, going the extra mile, doing things that nobody else is noticing, to just keep the team motivated, to keep the team going. When the team's kind of like just run down, beat up, wore out, they're really going hard on making it work. So for this year, the Glacier Peak Cross Country Glue Award goes to Miss Allison Skoog. There you go. It's a pretty cool trophy. We also have a Hardest Worker Award. This is the person that just works hard. Again, these are this is voted on by the peers of who works hard. So we've got our Glacier Peak Cross Country hard hat for being a good hard worker. This year, that hard worker is Levi Nichols. Hey, I got to wear that the rest of the night. So then we have some more lighthearted ones. We asked the team to vote on one of the categories was best dressed. So who like always shows up looking just sharp and fancy and all that stuff. And this is not going to be a surprise to the team because they're the ones who vote on it. But one person just always looks really put together. And I think Clara put it so well. This person showed up, and Clara took one look at her and says, "You look like a trendy mom taking the kids to a pumpkin patch." Tula Nichols. So there's your pumpkin patch. There you are. Worst dressed was a little bit trickier. So I get this big stack of all the votes, and I got to parse through it. And I went through the first time. I'm like, oh, I didn't see a clear winner. And I went back through it again. I'm like, there's still no clear winner. And I go back through it again. I'm like, it's like everybody named. So the worst dressed. Now there was one person that got it by like 1 or 2 votes, but the worst dressed is the entire boys team. The entire boys team. It was like everyone had a different boy's name on it. And if you saw them up here, you're just like, yeah, we have some work to do. Who won it by 2 points? Jack Fahey. So we got a clip-on tie for you. You can put that on there. Just kind of goes right there and there. There you go. All right, we're good. So music can be a big part of cross country. I listen to music, a lot of times in their earbuds, but oftentimes when we're together, they'll play like music. They carry like a little speaker and all stuff so that while they're running in groups, they can all listen to music. So we, of course, had to have a who's got the worst taste in music. Worst taste in music this year was pretty clear. Landon Thompson. So to help Landon, we got him a cassette tape because, there's so many good ways to listen to cassette tapes now. And we got him to liven up his music list, Kenny Rogers' Greatest Hits. Right there. That's going to go a long way to helping you. You got it. We also asked who is the most forgetful. And again, I went through over and over and over, and it was so razor thin. There was one person that got it again by 2 votes, but most forgetful goes to the entire girls team. But the one girl that edged, but just by a couple of points was Clara Diepenbrock. So we got Clara some strings to tie around her finger to help her remember things. So there you go. You can put that. Oh, you dropped one already. Oh, go figure. We asked who the most fun was, and that one also was very unique in how the voting went, because it really did come down to like the whole team. There was no clear winner. It was like every single vote was for somebody else on the team. So that just tells you how much fun we do have at cross country. One of our awards that we're starting this year, because it just seemed very appropriate, is what we call the Compass Award. So the Compass Award is for people who tend to get lost a lot and can't find their way. So our Compass Award, we have a few of them to give out. They go to, interesting that they're all girls, Gina, Stephanie Max, Haley Kanji, and Clara Diepenbrock. Oh yeah, come on up. Oh yeah, you gotta come up. So we got you some compasses. Now, here's how the story with, oh yeah, don't go yet. So Stephanie, Gina, and Haley at camp. We did a 7-mile run, and I ran kind of like back and forth, trying to keep an eye on all the different teammates. So everybody runs, 7 miles. I probably ran who knows how much. But I get back. The one group I haven't seen is Gina, Stephanie, and Haley. And I get back to the parking lot where we started, and I said, "Hey, are those are the 3 girls back?" And I am told, "No, we have not seen them." And I'm like, "Okay, I will turn and go back." And try and find them. So I did finally find them about a mile down the trail, and they said, well, we got lost. I'm like, well, that was obvious. We calculated they probably ran somewhere between 10 and 11 miles that day in their 7-mile run for the route that they took. And then Clara, I love Clara, she tells me, I got lost on the race. We knew that. And it was something like, I thought maybe I needed to jump over the log and run through the sticker bushes to stay on the trail, even though there was a trail right in front of her. So, so Compass Award, practice it, work on it. We'll work on it next year. Good job, ladies. All right, we're just about to dessert time. We did have a category of Secret Crush. And the clear winners on Secret Crush, everybody in the entire team has a crush on 2 people, Allie and Jack Fahey. Yeah, you don't get anything, so sit back down. Yeah, you don't get anything. Yeah, sit back down, yeah. In case you're wondering, because I know you're all wondering, no, Allie and Jack did not put each other for Secret Crush. So yeah, but everybody else has got a crush on those 2. We asked the athletes, what's your least favorite workout? They put lactate. So if they've not come home and complained about how terrible lactate is, it is a grueling, brutal workout that is actually designed to break you, to try and build up toughness, but then also try and push that threshold at which your body stops working. So they don't like it. We polled the coaches of what our favorite workout was, and ironically, it was lactate. Is the one we enjoy the most. So the close second to lactate was Death Quest and interval miles. So yeah, those are the coaches' favorite workouts. And then so many stories, so many memories of the season. Certainly camp is up there. And this is what we asked the athletes. We asked the athletes, what is your favorite season story or memory? And so this is what the athletes told us, and these are the overall winners. Camp was, I think, the #1 memory. Hanging out at Applebee's, hearing how I lost my finger, in case you haven't noticed I'm missing a finger. Getting yelled at by Coach David. Oh, that made it into the memories, I don't know. And then, of course, the Portland trip. Portland trip also got a lot of things on that. So good job on that. All right, let's talk about some things that are coming up. These are just a couple things that I want you to put on your radar. So certainly track season. We hope that many of the athletes come back for track season. I understand that some of them do other sports in the fall. And all that stuff. So, but we certainly hope they come back for track season. And then put it on your calendar. We have the camp dates. We've reserved the camp, a little bit different. So those are the dates, but it's a Tuesday through a Sunday this year, and that's just because of camp registration. We were not able to get the campsites that we need Monday through Sunday, or Monday through Saturday like we normally go, so we had to push it back one day, and then all the campsites worked. So so we have the dates already set. You'll get more information when we hit summer practices, but we just wanted, I know families like to plan out their yearly schedule, so they are good to go on that. All right, so that is what we affectionately call the pack of weasels. Right there, our camp thing. So last thing that we want to do is, this has been a long time tradition. Again, it kind of got broken up, but we offer, and they don't know that they're about to get offered this unless they remembered from last year, the seniors are allowed to come up, and if they want to say something to the group, they can. Don't have to. But if seniors want to come up and say any parting words of wisdom, Tula's like, there is not a chance I'm coming up. There's any seniors? You gonna come up? Parting shots. This is where the seniors get to give their parting words of wisdom to their team, and the coaches get really nervous.
As JFK once said, we run not because it's easy, but because it's hard.
Absolutely. I love it. I like that quote. Levi, Yuli, Tula? No?
This thing, okay. Yeah, I just real quick, just wanted to thank a lot of people. Want to thank my parents for coming here. They've just been a huge part of this for me. 4 years doing this, it's been, a lot, and they've just been a huge part of that. Coaches, they just do so much work. They're my second family. So just thank you to you guys. Thank you for all of the parents, specifically Allie's mom, who just, Addie Stratton's mom was the kind of the team mom, but then you kind of stepped up to fill that, and you did a wonderful job, which was awesome. And yeah, I thank you guys. I would also just say, for those, I'm out. I'm a senior, but for all those who are continuing, you really get what you put into the sport. I can testify that I've been here since freshman year, and you get what you put into the sport. So if you wanna work hard, then you'll see results. That's very clear in this sport. Put into it what you want to get out, even in small things like stretches or doing in the weight room, or the small things matter. So just put into it what you want to get out of it, and I promise you will see something great happen. So it's been an honor, guys. Yeah.
Couple last little parting shots. If you are missing anything, we have a little lost and found pile up here. So I'd encourage everybody to walk by that, see if it's yours, and if you need to claim it. If anybody has a uniform that was checked out, I know many of the bought their uniforms, but if anybody was checked out a uniform, then what you can do is just put that in a bag and drop it by Taylor's office, the athletic office right next door to Mr. Judkins, and then I'll stop by this week and grab those up. So it should just be singlets. And maybe a short or two, but mostly just singlets. So they can just go in a small bag and put them in there, and we're good to go. So, all right. And then, if you're award winners, you can come just to protect your plaque. We have the bags that they came in here just to kind of protect them. So, and you have those. And Chris is coming up.
Hi, I'm the president of the Booster Club. And you know, when I took over this position, actually it was foisted on me from the previous president. I was going, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? And then I realized we've got a coaching staff that makes it so easy. So I wanted to thank the coaching staff for everything that they've done. I mean, they do it all. They do the camps, they organize all the races, they organize the trips. We just are the money people and the people that get them supported. So a big round of applause for your coaching staff. We've got some gifts for you. Thank you very much. Great season.
All right, it is dessert time. Oh, there's more? Oh, dear. Okay, you can sit.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. For all the seniors, we have cards for you. It was just like a thank you. Like we all, as you guys all saw it passed around, but we wrote like I don't know, probably like stuff like I'll miss you or whatever. But I have like here. Can you guys come up on stage? Here you go, Tula and Jacob, Ulysses and Levi. Yeah, so we're gonna miss you guys. Okay.
Before I release you for to go swarm the dessert table, the athletes, one of the things that we do for our athletes is at the beginning of the year, we had them write down their goals for the season. So they went down and went through their goals. And before every major race, so mostly just the invitationals on weekends, each athlete has to do a pre-race form where they talk about what's the course going to be like, all that stuff. They kind of set up their race. And then the Monday after the race, on the other side is their post-race form. And what that does is they kind of go through analyzing their race. Did it go the way they thought it did? Was there problems? Is there something you can overcome? And so, of course, we do this so that every race you can reflect on it and get better. And then what are you going to work on this race, focus on this race, and then, of course, after the race, how did it come out and get better? So athletes, if any of you want your forms, please feel free to come up and grab them. They're categorized by the different races, so you have to kind of cycle through them and grab your race form. It's something that is kind of good to go back and reflect on as a year, see where you started the year, where you ended the year. So we encourage you to come grab your forms. With that, we are finished. We would love to have you continue to hang out and visit with one another. There is desserts over there, lots of desserts, and the athletes are ecstatic because they can have as much dessert as they want. Now, having said that, parents and families get to go first. Parents and families get to go first. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for a great season, and we will see you at track. And thank you for the food. The food was awesome. Thank you so much, parents, for bringing all the awesome food.